when we think about performance at a really high level, like across the board, right? From creative problem solving on a high corporate scale or athletics, or even just you're having a hard time and something's annoying you, or you're maybe just, oh man, I thought this was going to happen. I just got a flat tire and I don't know how to change it. Stepping out of that like fixed singular mindset into that growth divergent thinking. I'm okay, I can sit here and be angry and it's okay to be frustrated or want more ease in my life. However, that's not going to help this tire get changed or this problem get solved. I need to step back, understand my resources, understand my time frame, figure out what I need to do in this situation and address that. What nature and what flow and what kind of mastering your physiology, if you will, provides us is that ability to step out of the crisis frustrated moment and self-connect and regulate. Often what these running flow nature connected activities, like it could be knitting for some person on here is probably, yeah, it's knitting for me. And some person on here is probably like, dude, it's base jumping out of helicopters into sharks. And both are fine to just have different risk profiles, but you can still enter that same state. What I've learned is that you have to go through that kind of challenge, friction, struggle, the wobble. It has a lot of different names, but you have to think and put some energy into whatever you're trying to solve, but then actually giving yourself permission and trusting the process, that's stepping away and allowing your brain to, what we actually know is it slows down. So we're actually using less of our frontal lobes. We're using less of this modern computing process in our brain. And we're like, whoa, we're actually going slower, which is really counter to like what I'd call the nervous system or culture of our society. You think about like Starbucks as a manifestation of this. Like we have a sleep deprived, heavily worked group, and caffeine has been an amazing stimulant and enhanced cognitive abilities, but it's a psychoactive substance that people are using sometimes for a nootropic performance enhancing piece. And sometimes we're just using it as a crutch because we don't get enough sleep and we're in a toxic cycle of just burnout. So I think all of this and trusting those processes and like really getting into the curiosity of it is where you get some really cool stuff. And especially where so many markets for kind of the entrepreneur are really crowded and busy. But how am I ever going to compete against Blackstone? Like they have all the money in the world. You're like, you're probably not, if that's the game you're trying to play. But if you write your own story, if you find what's like authentic to yourself and come up with a creative solution, you'll probably get your needs met. You'll probably meet that goal. Most likely won't look like the linear path we're fantasizing it looks like. But I think trusting that process really from a kid all the way up through adults, and really kids are such a great teacher of that, right? As the innocence that we hope to preserve. And I know you're a father as well. Like I want her to understand technology. I want her not to be addicted to it. I want her to be connected to nature, but not having a crutch for it. There's this dynamic for all of us as we look at like the supplements we take or the routines we have that really support us to be the people we want to be, but also we can become over reliant on them. And I think that kind of flexibility and mobility between challenging and easy states, and this is why like cold immersion is so great, or different rites of passage is great. It teaches you to regulate your nervous system and face the unknown kind of in that hero's journey. And if we can build that in and understand and trust the process, we can get to that curiosity and to that like this too shall pass spot a lot easier. And you think about being younger, like I do not like inaction. I want to go do something. Building the airplane fly the airplane before you build it or whatever. And you're like, yeah, dude, I'm on like my 4th unbuilt airplane right now.
I have a garage full of unbuilt airplanes. I think you really hit on a lot of things too, because I think both ends of the spectrum, because I'm definitely someone who historically in our relationship at least is like on the other side. Like I get analysis paralysis so easy. And just like one of my favorite animals is the albatross. Once it gets going, it'll fly across the world 3 times. But it's like biggest challenge in life is starting.